Hi, I'm Jim Levy. I'm a pianist, worship leader, and app developer. Ever since the dawn of the musical instrument digital interface, or MIDI, keyboardists have endeavored to add some depth to their piano sound, and a typical way to do that would be to route a MIDI cable between the keyboard that they're playing and some kind of a pad synth that had a string section in it or a pad or something like that. When you do that, you hear something like this. The thing is, that sounds a little bit silly, doesn't it? Strings don't play like that. They don't echo every single note that the piano plays. They're more likely to hold whole notes throughout each measure, something a little more smooth. So what you would want to do is have a separate keyboard player to cover that. But what if you don't have another keyboard player? And for that matter, what if you don't have a bass player? Then wouldn't it be cool if you had an app that you could connect to your phone via a MIDI interface, and you connect the other end of it to your keyboard, and you play your keyboard and you use your pedals, and as you play, the app sensibly produces string sound data and note data for a bass, and then you connect the output of the MIDI interface to some synth that supports those things, and then you would have a nice sounding pad and a nice sounding bass based on what you're actually playing on the piano. I decided to create such an app, and that's how Atmos Blue came to be. This is the home screen of the app. I'm going to demonstrate the MIDI devices dialog, which you see here. That mini synthesizer, that's an app on my phone. It is an interface, but it's irrelevant. However, it does get listed. Now I'm going to plug the actual USB cable of my MIDI interface in now, and there you see it shows up. And then when I hit notes, you see how it blinks? That indicates that it's working. All right, let's set up the pad sound. That will be affected by what I play in the right hand. So this is the dialog. To do that, let me first turn it on. Okay, and I'm going to pick the MIDI channel that has the pad that I want to hear. Now I want to decide what the lowest note that the pad can be in. And I'm going to keep that. See, F sharp is below the range. Okay, now I'm going to set up the bass. This will handle notes that I play with the left hand. Let me open that dialog. Okay, first I will turn it on. Now I'll pick the MIDI channel that has the bass sound that I want. Okay, and I'll set up the highest note that it can play. C is the highest. We'll go with that. All right, let's try it. Lower the volume. To make clear what's happening, I'm going to pan the piano to one side and the pad and bass to the other. Now I'll play a chord and press the pedal. Atmos Blue provides a monophonic bass note on purpose. Notice how releasing the sustain pedal stops all the pad and bass notes. In D major, watch how the notes are displayed. Now I'll play an E flat. Yeah, that doesn't look so good. There's a button on the right to fix that. By default, the app plays the pad notes verbatim. Let me demonstrate folding. That puts everything in the same octave. Or we can use the higher octave. Let's do a little electric piano improvisation. That concludes the demo. If you have an Android phone and would like Atmos Blue to accompany you, I would encourage you to go to the Play Store and download it to your phone. You will also want a MIDI interface. The Legato that I used in this video costs about $40. Get that and you're good to go. Have fun.